Okay, so what's up, folks? Figured I'd finally do this replay thing. Blimpulse has sent in a couple replays here. Almost 30 minutes worth. Probably not gonna do the whole 30 minutes in this video, but I might do the first 3 matches or so. I haven't really looked at these matches at all just yet, but we'll see what we're working with. I'm basically just going to be watching the replay and then pausing. If I notice something, I might keep talking during it, and then I'm going to explain the things that I see. So here we go.
The first movement. Blitz.
Okay. Good trade. Confirm. Okay, so as Rono, anytime you get a mid-screen non-meterless confirm, you should definitely cancel the 6C into something depending on what you want. You can either do like a super jump if you want to get better positioning closer to the enemy. You can cancel into shield if you think that, you know, shield, having a shield to cover you running up or advancing would be good. You can even cancel into dodge if you want to stay grounded for some reason. I don't know why that would be. Maybe like a projectile's on screen or something, but you should always be canceling a meterless 6C into something. Jump 2C classic. And Aria doing meter confirm into a stun. Not really getting a detachment set up. Good block on the overhead. Oh, and a tick throw. Alright, so number one thing is Rono. Here, go back a few frames. You should always be looking to react to jumps when you're in sort of this range. Alright, so at this range, anytime you're like at this range, you are in prime position to stop any jump from any character, basically. You should be looking to 6C. It's got, you know, 5-frame startup or 6-frame startup or whatever. And it will, even if you trade, you will win any air-to-air, anti-air situation. So you definitely, because he did a super jump too there, right there. So you definitely could have anti-aired that. You have to always be looking for that and be able to react to that. Okay, underthrown. Okay, didn't block jump 2C. Alright, so in this situation, you're down on life. You don't have a meter advantage on either character. When you burst into burn like this, you should not be aggressive, or at least like this aggressive. You should try and stay back, throw out cat first, build up some Kukera, and then, you know, do some like zoning. And then once you have a couple Kukera, you should try and go in a bit and be a bit more aggressive, you know. Aria was playing pretty passively right there, so it ended up working out for you. Yeah, so EX gunshot is full screen, I believe, even air, so you cannot be throwing out projectiles like this when Rosa jumps. She has meter. Okay, yeah, and that's just anti-air gunshot. Okay, good. Okay, another thing is Rono. There's a good parry touch, good combo conversion, but you should always, if you have meter, try and do meta cancel. Almost always, like 99% of the time, because it basically either they refute and lose 2 meter, or you gain 2 meter on your partner, right? And do a lot of damage. So it's pretty much always worth it. I mean, there are some situations where it's like if you only have 1 meter, and you don't want to be completely meterless, then maybe don't do it. But otherwise, you should probably like always try and go for it. Okay, wake up throw. Yep. Okay, detach. Okay. Yeah. See, because then now basically, if you had done that and he had refuted, he wouldn't have been able to get that off of you, like where you just spent all of your meter to avoid the detachment. BD5C and just the classic will combo. This should be, yep, just be dead. Okay, nice anti-air conversion by Aria. Okay, bit of a drop on the combo. That's plus. Okay, yep. Alright, overhead. Okay. Yeah, so the situation after the flip out in the corner is pretty rough because you can't mash throw because of landing recovery. You just have to worry about your defense. On Rono, you don't have a 4-frame normal to mash. Close 5C or 6C or whatever is 5 frames, so it's pretty good, but it can be low profiled. So, you have to be aware of all your options, and I know throw is rough, but eating the throw in this situation, because Will has no meter to convert off of it, is okay, because at least now you're out of the corner. Yeah. Okay, so here's another thing. Will specifically, and this is specifically for Will, is he doesn't have very plus normals. I believe 2A is plus, but even so, his stuff is mostly very slow, and not plus. So you shouldn't. I know you're trying to switch out to Burn Castle because you have full meter, and that's good. But you should try and challenge a little bit more. You should definitely against a character like Will, who doesn't have a lot of aggressive staggers or plus frames on his pressure. You should definitely not be afraid to challenge him more in pressure, because then you could attack touch into Burn Castle. You wouldn't have to use guard touch. You would have full meter. It would be a better situation for you. Guard break. Now, yep, Rosa has full meter. Doesn't stun though. Doesn't go for the stun. Okay, good block on the overhead. Oh. Lost contact there for a second. I don't know. Okay, good. Good overhead. Okay. Definitely. Alright, so a big thing for newer players in general is you have to be aware of your confirms, because the reward is like a big difference between newer and more experienced players. See, because you hit her twice right there, and both times you went 2C into Cat Oki, which is a fine situation. It's advantageous for you. But you have Kakera and you have meter, so you should try and push some sort of bigger advantage from that situation. With like a meta cancel or something, because even if you always got to remember, okay, even if the enemy challenges your meta, you're still draining resources from them. And if you have the advantage, then that means you have the ability to generate more resources for yourself. So it's always pretty much beneficial. Okay. And there's some spacing issue for the combo. Good. Alright. Yeah, you gotta be careful with the attack touch. 2B is kind of stubby. You want to do like a micro dash into 2A or 5A right there. And Will just does his Will stuff. Oh, no, drop combo. And throw. And another drop combo. Okay, so I know that was probably not what you were intending to do, but if you do hit a high jump C like that, you should always cancel into jump B because that'll do a double overhead and it will fuzzy somebody if they switch to crouch blocking. So you should keep that in mind. It'll make you more safer and give you an advantage. Okay, and yeah, so that's one of those situations where you don't want to be mashing on meta because you don't have an advantage and you are in a neutral situation, which means you are minus when you are refuted. But good throw tech, good throw tech. And yep, there's the run up throw, yep. Okay, so for the first match, it was good defense. I saw repeated good defense, but the offense is a little shaky. You should work on focusing on like taking advantage of when you have the aggression and work on your confirms and like making sure that you're actually gaining some sort of benefit when you have the advantage, right? So either getting the good combo or into a setup or trying to drain resources by making them refute meta or something. Even generating like putting down cat and putting yourself into a position to generate more Kakera is good. Okay, we're gonna do one more. And just Rosa doing Rosa things. Reset. Ooh, unfortunate trade there. Yeah, okay, so in that situation, that's a weird one, right? If somebody drops a combo, but it's like a long combo and you're in a bit of a scramble situation afterwards, that you do want to be a bit more patient and defensive, usually, because like you just saw, your stun bar is going to be like almost full. So if you get into a scramble position and you guys start trading blows and they get a random knockdown, you can just get stunned like that, and that's very bad. So try and be aware of that. The will combo. Oh, okay, dropped it. PC, good challenge. Gotta remember you can cancel 6C into 2C. Okay, so that was good defense. Again, I think you had a couple opportunities to be more aggressive there. Good block. See, you could cancel that into 2C, gotten a knockdown, did a cross up with charge jump C, and then you would have corner and advantage, and you have meter advantage here, so that'd be very good. Also, yeah, see, that's the problem with 6C as a mash tool. It is 5 frames and it is big and it will catch jumps, but it can, whiff on low profile. So be careful with that. A better tool to use when you're not sure what they're going to do in this sort of range is 5B. Far 5B is a very good poke for Rono. It's very fast, has good recovery. It's very safe, generally. So you can do that, and then at most ranges, far 5B will confirm into 2C, or, you know, if you're too far for that, you can do 5C dash cancel or something. But yeah, you should maybe challenge a bit more with far 5B or even 5A at this sort of range. There's also, just real quick, not to focus on this situation too much. Hold on. Right here, you jump back in the corner instead of neutral jumping or jumping forward, which is not very good for Rono. Jump back, jump B can be a defensive option, but when you're in the corner, you want to try and get out of the corner as much as possible. So you could have jumped forward with jump B, or charge jump C even, and challenged him right here. Or you could have done a neutral jump and then done neutral jump C to sort of check him dashing up at you, because that's very good for that. Because as you know, Will has some good anti-air buttons, but he doesn't have any meter right here, so he's not going to be able to convert into any kind of meaningful reward if he does anti-air you. So, you know, the risk reward is in your favor, because if you get out of the corner right here, this is very big for you. Okay, guard touch. She has gun. Okay, she doesn't have gun. That's good. Okay, go attack. Yep, can attack by gun. Yeah, in neutral situation, even for somebody as fast as Burn and mobile as Burn, you do have to sort of play around gun because it's just fast and it gives Rosa such a good advantageous position. You know, you have to be careful, advance with like dash break blocking until she uses it, because once she doesn't have gun, then you are like way more open to just doing whatever you want on her because you're Burn. So I'd look out for that. You got to be more careful about gun and neutral. Yeah. Okay, good. Bit of good pressure, a bit of a misinput there. Okay, a bit unfortunate. Run up meta into anti-air. Doesn't stun. Oh, but you get hit by the jump C. Okay. Just a bit of unfortunate choices right there, I think. Okay, nice. Oh, surprised that really challenged right there. Okay. Okay, so I know you went with the safe option for throw right there. You could have definitely 5'8" and gotten a full combo here. 6C takes a long time to come out, and you had meta, so I think Burn's close 5A is like 5 frames, or maybe even 4 frames, so it should definitely be able to punish something that's not active like that. Okay, nice. Checking the DP. Okay, now you have full meter. Yep, good tag out. Covering yourself with cat. Yeah, you need to poke a bit. Okay, yeah, you need to poke a bit more with 5B or 5A. When you're in a neutral situation with Rono, you don't want to be whiffing 2C or 2B. Those are more for a close range sort of situation. 2C because it's really fast, and 2B because it's a low profile. 5A and 5B are much safer pokes for Rono in neutral. Okay, he drops his combo. You get out. That's good. Okay, good challenge. I probably... Okay, that's a tough one. I maybe would have contested that and then tried to switch to Burn. Because now he has detachment, and if you get hit once, you're gonna be in a pretty rough situation. But you did land a hit here, so maybe it's fine. Nope. Okay. Yep. Yeah, and now Will has full meter. It definitely should have contested that. Make him spend as much resources as possible. And Will's doing his Will things. Throws the pressure. Oop. Okay. This is an unfortunate choice. For low instead of the mid. Okay, yeah. And now... Okay, just being a little... yeah, a little impatient here. Okay, so... That was a bit of a rough sequence there at the end. Felt like you were getting a little impatient, and which is understandable. It's a rough situation, but in these kinds of situations, you know, here's Will with full meter, or not full meter, but you know, meter advantage, and you have no meter advantage. You have to be acutely aware of your touch bar because it's coming back. And then, you know, you want to play a bit more defensively right here as Rono, because Rono without meter is kind of a sad character. You know, you can block and you can go for guard kick, but your main objective should be to switch out to burn as soon as possible. And if you don't feel like, you know, you could safely do that with like a guard touch or a parry touch, when you are in this kind of dire situation, you know, you're down around, you're on last bar of health, burn has full meter, so you can just Hail Mary it and throw out the assault touch, because coming in as burn with 3 meter is better than being Rono with 0 meter. And assault touch is safe even if it's blocked. You might be at a disadvantage, but you'll be safe at least. So that's be my general takeaway from that. So yeah, I would say overall good defense, work on conversions, and then on a deeper level, it's all about the resource management. I mean, that's the core of the OMK situation. You should always be thinking about how can I generate the most amount of resources and how can I force the opponent to use the most amount of resources. So, yeah, especially as Rono, as different characters have different sort of qualifications for when they want to refute and when they want to declare. But as Rono, your main advantage is the fact that Meta Super generates more meter for you than the opponent. So as long as you are able to confirm into Rono Meta Super, you have more of a meter advantage. So you should always be looking to sort of force the issue and force the enemy to refute you and stop you from doing that, right? So yeah, that's like the main goal that you want to be looking forward to with Rono. But thanks for sending this in. I might go over some more of this. This took longer than I thought it would. I guess I had more to say than I figured I would. But yeah, good matches. Thanks for sending this in. I hope this helped. I hope this helps somebody else. And I'll see you guys on the next one, maybe, if I do it.